All right, so just here with Ben. Ben is in his mobile office today. We're just chatting around the tail end of the first project with them from a dashboard's perspective. Ben, did you want to just mention your business name and what you do in one sentence?
Yeah, so Reactive Plumbing, we focus on predominantly residential service type plumbing work.
Yep. Awesome. So in terms of when we first spoke, you were mentioning that for you guys getting visibility over some of the metrics, some of the optics in the business, you'd been kind of looking around for, I think you mentioned up to like 12 months or something, trying to find a solution to give you what you needed in terms of the different visibility across how the business was performing. Talk to me about what that was like and what you were looking for and what you'd tried. And
Yeah, so basically, I've just been looking to be able to track the key performance indicators for tracking conversions, total revenue, jobs sold by my technicians, so we can train and have valuable training sessions on it and know exactly where everyone is. It also helps me hold people accountable, but I just haven't actually been able to find like somebody to be able to create that for me. So it's been me spending numerous hours on Microsoft Excel, pulling all the data and just trying to work these things out. So I'd spend probably, just as a rough guide, maybe 2 hours every Saturday to try and get that data. When the most frustrating point was knowing that it's there and having to dig for it. Like there's plenty of other things I could be doing, right? And then just having to find that data has been, just very time consuming. So glad I found you guys to be able to help.
And so on an impact level, like obviously there's the time allocation, but the bigger thing is the opportunity cost of how that's potentially slowing you down. Like what was the impact on that level?
So in terms of opportunity cost, I suppose, hard for me to quantify exactly what sort of a dollar amount that would equate to, but I suppose if I'm spending 2 hours there, I could be focusing on and training on some of the metrics that are right in front of me. So it could be huge, really.
Okay. And so in terms of our initial conversation, what was the kind of biggest motivator in being able to engage us and get that ball rolling to create that visibility that you're really after?
The biggest motivator was seeing, after you and I spoke, how confident you were in being able to bring that to life for me and make that happen. And also just, I want to be able to have a snapshot of my business on a live data basis. So if I go home this afternoon, I can look at and see exactly where we're at, how we're tracking, so I can make quick adjustments. I don't want to wait till the end of the month to say, oh, by the way, I should be spending more time training one of the technicians because he hasn't quite hit his target. Whereas I can look at it at the end of the week and say, tomorrow we're focusing on this. So I can adjust and adapt a lot quicker than most will be able to without that data, I'd imagine.
Yeah, perfect. And so in terms of the experience of working with us, like we love working with you, you're incredibly switched on and you know what you want. And that just made the process really easy for us. From your perspective, what was that experience like?
Working with you guys was really good. Like you had deadlines and time frames. You actually helped me a lot more accountable. I must admit, trying to keep up with your deadline was hard, being out on the road and being everywhere. But yeah, it was really good. You guys kept me on the point, and it was a quick process as well. So
excellent. Awesome. And so then in terms of the value, you're at the point now where being able to kind of roll that out with the team and really get that accountability and in a positive light too, right? It's not about kind of being cracking down on people, but it's about really driving that performance culture in the business. Like, what are you most looking forward to and most excited about?
I'm looking forward to being able to have it on a big flat screen in the office. So when the guys come into the training sessions that we have every Wednesday, or they come in to see us when we're working in there and getting things done, that they can see at a snapshot exactly where they're at, and just the culture and a little bit of competition that it will create within the team and really drive that sales and performance. We basically want to perform at a high level here like a sports team, so that's just going to help that.
And in terms of like the comparison to, obviously there's lots of other like plumbers out there that are in the market, right? And it's all about that competitive advantage and your reputation, and that's what's setting you guys apart. How else do you think the dashboards and the performance culture around measuring performance is really going to help add to that shift as well?
Basically around the fact that we're tracking warranty type work. So being able to track warranties and know exactly how many calls that we're going back to as well allows us to train correctly and ensure that we're not going back to too many warranty calls. If our conversions are low, that we obviously know that the technicians aren't necessarily spending enough time with the client, so we can train. So in terms of performance, it's going to keep everyone to a higher standard and a higher level.
Great. And last question, in terms of what you're most excited, oh, sorry, not most excited, in terms of your feedback. So someone who's in a position like yourself, they're kind of out there, they've got a good business, they're at a good point where they're continuing to grow, got a good reputation. Like, what advice would you give to them back from when you're in that position, in terms of if that's where they're at the moment themselves?
Yeah, my advice would be definitely have a chat to you guys. Definitely see what's available out there and have a look at that dashboard, and being able to understand your numbers at a key, just like the flick of a switch, really, just be able to know exactly where your business is at any given point in time. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Ben. Love your work, mate.
All right, all good.